Hey guys, what's up? It's FemJam here, and today I'm going to be bringing in my 50th subscriber special. So once again, thank you to all of you who have subscribed that helped this channel out and helped me grow. Today I was kind of on the fence on what I was going to do for my 50th subscriber special. So I finally came down to it. I finally said I was going to do a video that would basically explain to you how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! In more of the basic form. I'm not really going to go into much of my extra deck, or like how the extra deck works, because I feel like that's a little bit more advanced. But either way, and they're not really totally necessary to play Yu-Gi-Oh! So anyway, let's get into the video. As you can see here on the screen, you got a card right there, that's your monster card. When building a deck, you need a deck in order to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Both players need a deck. Both players need a calculator to calculate life points, or a notepad, whatever you want. And basically, that's pretty much, you maybe need a dice. You don't totally need dice, but you might. A lot of apps out there that do calculators also have dice on them, so. Then you got your trap cards. Trap cards are cards that can only be activated during your opponent's turn unless it says otherwise. And then you got your spell cards. Spell cards can be activated your turn, but there's also a thing called quick play spell cards, which are spell cards that you can set during your turn. And then if you set it during your turn, you can activate it during your opponent's turn. Quick play spell cards will usually have a little lightning symbol on the top here. I think I have a quick play spell card right here actually. Like this little symbol. Then there's other variations of the spell cards. There's field spell cards, which affect the field and allow you to do things based on what they say in the description. Got field spell card right here. You also got other trap cards, like you still have to activate them during your turn only, but you got counter trap cards, which are trap cards usually you activate in response to one of your opponent's summons, your opponent's activations of a card. And then you got the fact that you got different types. I really don't what's it called? The cards that I'm showing you right now, I don't have normal monsters, but they would be, they would look like this, except they would have nothing next to it except what type of monster it would be, like a dragon. It wouldn't have this tuner. Yeah, you can see that, okay. You can see that on the screen. It would just have tuner and then have like a description of the card, but have no effects at all. Then there's effect monsters, which have an effect when they're summoned, or can have an effect during the battle phase or whatever. And then you got tuner monsters, which are, say there are tuner monsters right there. They have an effect, and you're allowed to use them to give out synchro monsters, which are a different type of monster that you put into your extra deck. Once again, I'm not going to be going into that too much. Alright, now that you kind of understood what goes into a deck, your spells, your traps, and your monsters, let's talk about how you play. You need two people with either a deck that consists of 40 cards up to 60 cards. You can have any variation. Usually I like to run 40 cards bits. That helps with your consistency, that you get the cards that you want, but you can do whatever you want, you know? But, then you roll a dice to see who goes first. And whoever goes first draws 5 cards. They would draw these 5 cards, then they would use them to set up whatever board they want. They can't attack on the first turn. And then there's different phases, like your draw phase, that's the first phase. After your draw phase, it goes to your standby phase. The standby phase is basically a phase where you do nothing, but if you have any cards that they can be activated during the standby phase, You can activate them. Then you have your main phase 1, which basically is your setup stage where you could set up all your plays, summon monsters. You can only normal summon one monster per turn, but you can special summon as many monsters as you want. All the monsters in the game will specify whether or not they could be normal summoned or special summoned by some way. And any monster that you summon from the extra deck is considered a special summon, whether that be Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Link. And then they all have a specific listing of how to summon them. Then you would go into your battle phase, but since you're the first turn, you can't go into your battle phase. Basically, you would go into your main phase 2, which is a phase where if you have a normal summon, you can normal summon still. And you can set up any spells and traps that you might have drawn from cards that, like, you forgot to either set or you forgot to play. And then you go into your end phase. And basically that ends your turn. Then the next person draws 5 cards, and since they go second, they would draw a card. They draw during their draw phase. So they set up their board, and at this time, when your opponent's setting up your board, any spell or trap card or any monster effect or whatever, or even hand trap, can be used during their turn to disrupt their plays. That's why it's always kind of better to go first, because there's less of a chance of your opponent disrupting your plays, and you can set up the board that you want. But then again, there's hand traps now, so it's kind of hard. But basically, they would set up their board. They would go into all the phases: their draw phase, their standby phase, their main phase 1, where they set up their board, their battle phase, where they would try to attack you. But then again, you could have any types of defenses ready for them. Then their main phase 2, and then their end phase. And basically, the pattern is you go as many times, going turn to turn, hoping to either have if you have a win condition, like Exodia, if you gather the 5 pieces, you win the duel. Or you could basically have each player starts with 8,000 life points, and the objective of the game is to get your opponent's life points down to 0. And if you do that, you win. So that's basically what you do over and over again until you get the turn you want to. I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh! Is definitely a very fun game, because unlike most video games, I'm gonna say unlike most video games, I feel like you can get bored of it. I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh! Is constantly updated, and there's new cards coming out for everything, and even though you might not find a card or a deck that you like right now, obviously new decks come out all the time, so there will be, you will eventually find something that's good for you. I think, this is probably also true for, most people. I think most people do like dragon decks. Dragon decks are very powerful. They're very, even though it's kind of not a dragon deck, it's a variation of a dragon deck. A dragon deck would be like a Blue Eyes deck or a Guard Dragon deck. Guard Dragon's very powerful. I'm probably thinking that I could, incorporate a bunch of Guard Dragon cards into my deck. Either way, that's it for the video. I hope this kind of helped you out if you wanted to start playing Yu-Gi-Oh! With your friends, figure out some stuff. Sorry, actually, last thing before I go, I forgot. I will admit that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a bit of an expensive game. You can probably, the lowest budget you can probably get to is about $100 if you want to make a good deck. If you want to create, like, an alright deck, maybe $30 at most. So, yeah, definitely that's a bit of an interesting thing that, like, you can make a budget deck for at least $30. That could be alright. Make $100 for, like, a pretty good deck. That's, like, still budget. And then there's, like, really huge decks, which could be up to, like, $600 to $1,000. kind of crazy since, you know, they're just playing cards, you know, how much money they are. But, that's it for the video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me if you enjoyed the video, and if you have any questions on the game, on the format, all that other stuff, go look into me, and before you build your deck, be sure to look at the ban list, because you need to have all your cards that would either be limited, forbidden, or semi-limited, which means you can run 2, or you can run 1, or you can not run any. So if you want to build a deck and you want to play it in a tournament, you have to have all your cards that match up with the ban list, that there's no cards that go against the ban list. Like, I know Grateful Charity's banned, so don't run Grateful Charity. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting a lot of stuff, but like I said, I will see you guys in the next video, and like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, and ask me the questions that you want to hear that might help you out in the game. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.